In our first reading today, we heard from the Gospel of John, that beautiful and ancient text that God sent the Word, or in Greek, the Logos, in our midst. And we're talking about Word with a capital W, and that's Jesus, who came to live among us, and he sent him. And it was a sign of God sending his Son among us as a gift, as a true gift of love. The word actually later on, when it says God enfleshed or came to live among us, is actually a Greek word that says he set his tent among us. And in fact, it connects to the Hebrew understanding of tabernacling. You may remember that prior to the temple, as the Hebrew people came out of Exodus, they traveled with a tabernacle, which was a place of worship. And that Greek word says that God pitched his tent among us. He loved us so much to give us the gift of love that he pitched his tent among us to live with us, to be among us, Jesus, God enfleshed, as a sign of God's great love and this true gift. So today, as we hear beautiful carols, even in the Wexford carol, the beginning is, do we realize this good gift which our good God has given us? Do we celebrate this amazing gift of Jesus among us as a sign of God's love? I pray that we do. Amen? On a Wednesday and then yesterday, a group from the church that's connected with our outreach task force has been dreaming and praying about ways to reach the community in loving and caring and compassionate ways, not to expect anything, but just to be a sign of love. And so on Wednesday afternoon and on the afternoon of yesterday, a group of us took a cart and we decorated it with tinsel and lights. And if you saw pictures of it, it wasn't glorious. Amen. And we traveled across Dundee. Carrie Ann can drive that cart across Dundee quickly, right? And we made our way first to the shopping center across the street and our neighbors here to the east. And then yesterday we went to the whole shopping center where Garden Fresh Supermarket is. And we went with a cart of cocoa, coffee, cookies, and candy canes. And we went from business to business, just saying we're glad you're our neighbors and we love that you're here and we love in being in partnership with you. And we offered that gift of cocoa, coffee, candy canes, and cookies. Now, I thought it would be a nice gesture, but I didn't expect what I encountered yesterday and on Wednesday. Why are you here? One woman at the hair salon said. Why would you come here? Why would you bring this to us? We don't understand. And we said, because we love you and you're our neighbor and we're glad you're here. And she became emotional, a little bit emotional. She couldn't believe that somebody would offer that kind of hospitality. She later said, what will you bring to us in the spring? So we're going to have to dream. Right? Yeah. Yesterday, we encountered a lot of different people, but we went to La Presa, which is the Mexican restaurant across the street. They love the Cicis, and they were in the midst of a slow afternoon. All the employees came out on the sidewalk and had hot chocolate and cookies. One guy was having a beer, and he said, are you offended if I have beer and cookies? I said, whatever you need. Amen? What I realized yesterday is what I hear today in the Gospel of John. This season of Advent and Christmas is a reminder that God loved us so much that he pitched his tent among us. God sent the light into the world, and the light was not overcome by the shadows and hatred and brokenness of the world. Amen? But in turn, God calls you and I to be the love, the gift of love of Jesus to our neighbors, our community, to strangers, to folks on the margins, to foreigners, to whoever it might be that's different from us. God sends us out, maybe with a cart and candy canes, or maybe with the light and hope of who we are into the world to share that gift of love. Amen? And so today, as we hear these beautiful carols, which speak deeply about this true gift of love, let us be that to others. In the second reading today, you saw the shepherds receive the good news that Jesus is born in Bethlehem. Shepherds were the lowest of low. They were at the bottom of the social scale. They were often questionable in their behavior. They couldn't believe that the angels had come to them first, but they did, because God pitched his tent among us in Jesus for all people. And that true gift of love changes my life, amen? Amen? and it changes the world. God came among us, a true gift of love. The light shines so brightly that the darkness cannot overcome it. As we go forth from this place into the world, so desperately in need of the gift of love, hear these words from the last carol. What sweeter music can we bring than a carol for us to sing, the birth of this, our heavenly King? Let us take the true gift of love into the world, for indeed when we share the love of Christ, who pitched his tent among us, we indeed change the world. Amen.